Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 714. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out at durhamskywriter.com. And with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and then I invite you to click on that link on the Facebook side, because this is actually on Twitter and YouTube at the same time, but you can only come on the show if you watch from the Facebook side and click on the link that I provide. I do have a special guest scheduled, but I just want to let you know that I can accommodate up to 9 people on camera at the same, actually 9 guests to join me on camera at the same time. Let's get started with the show, starting out with the word page, that is the government and nonprofit information page, starting out as always by pointing out that there are programs and services that are extraordinarily helpful to all of us as offered by local nonprofits, the city of Durham, and Durham County. And that does include, if your job has been affected by COVID, you can get help with your rent and or your mortgage. So definitely at your convenience, just go to durhamskywriter.com, go to the word page and see about all the help that you can get from, like I said, local nonprofits, the city, and the county, and also the state. Okay, check out Book Harvest. That's on University Drive. You don't want to have the summer slide. That's where kids who don't read during the summer lose a lot of their reading skill. And the teachers know when school starts up again, the teacher can tell who has not been reading. So you can go to the Book Harvest. They have free books 24/7 available outside in a sheltered area. They have books in Spanish as well. So you can take your kids. Now they have books from like preschool all the way up through high school. So a great, wonderful array of books. So check them out, pick them up for free, keep them forever, return them, whatever you want to do. But we don't want the kiddies to go through the entire summer without reading. And also, why not take them to the library? And have you seen the new main library yet? It's fantastic. A sight to behold. Definitely take your kids to the new main library downtown. You will not believe it. They actually have room for kids who are, some kids are like overwhelmed because maybe they have autism or whatever. They actually have a solution for that. They have a room where you can chill out, have soft music and little things to play with. Anyway, check it out. The libraries are all open until 6 today, and that does include Bracktown. Okay, let's see what's on the schedule for Durham Tech's Small Business Center. I also took the liberty of grabbing some classes from community colleges across the state. They're all free, they're all online, so why not take whatever class you'd like to take? So let's see what's on the docket today. With today being Thursday, and I did get the date right, the 14th, yes. So today there's a free class, The ABCs of Starting a Small Business on a Limited Budget. So this is going to be, actually, they're going to, this class, almost said show, this class is so great, they're offering it twice today. So you can take it either from 2 until 3 or from 6:30 until 7:30. These classes are fabulous. I just attended one earlier this week. Here's another class, How to Start a Business in North Carolina, and that one is from 6 until 8. Again, they're free. So sign up in advance and then get ready to take some notes because these are fabulous classes. Okay, it looks like SCORE is having a class as well. Let me scroll down. SCORE is the Service Corps of Retired Executives. They have free webinars and they also have mentors. So Service Corps of Retired Executives, they know pretty much everything there is to know about business. So if you need a mentor, give them a call or contact them online because you don't have to pay. Let's see what the class is today. So today at 1 o'clock, Ask an Expert, Retail Strategies that Address Supply Chain, Automated Technology, Social Commerce, and more. That's going to be a fabulous class and only an hour, so it's going to be intense. So definitely sign up for that one in advance if you deal with retail. Okay, let's go to the health page where I do have your COVID-19 test and vaccine updates, of course. So let's see where we can get tested for free today, with it being Thursday. We can go to the Boys and Girls Club, and that is until 4 o'clock. They're on Martin Luther King Parkway. Centro Hispano, Lakewood Shopping Center, and that's until 5:30. That one is a drive-through. Don't even have to leave your vehicle. Okay, what else is on the health page? Only scroll back up to the top of the page because NAMI Durham has something going on today. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. So NAMI Durham, they're going to have their stress and anxiety support group for African Americans. This is where we can go online between 7 and 9 and just talk among ourselves about our challenges, things we're dealing with, just to have just empathetic ears to listen to what we have to say and to work through certain issues. So it's free, and it's from 7 until 9 this evening. Okay, also, there's a couple of blood drives you need to know about. They really, really need the help. They're at a 10-year low. So the American Red Cross, they're having a blood drive. Let's see. Oh, that's the wrong one. There it is. North Carolina Central University's Alfonso Elder Student Union on Fayetteville Street. They've already started, and they will be there until 4 this afternoon. Now, the Blood Connection, they're also going to have a blood drive. They're already set up at the Duke BME PhD Student Association on Science Drive. That's until 4 o'clock. And also later this afternoon, they will be at the Texas Roadhouse. And that's over there on North Point Drive, over there by Costco. They will be set up from 3 until 8. All righty, I think that's it. Let's now go to the top of the page and click on the big blue button that takes us to the health events page. It's all about the different support groups. So let's go there and see what's happening. Let's see. Let me see. 1414. There it is. The Duke Dementia Evening Care Partner Support Group. This is an online meeting of people who are caring for loved ones with Alzheimer's, dementia, etc. So that is an online meeting. It's held by Duke University, and it's from 6:30 until 8. Of course, it's totally free. You can share tips on how to care for your loved ones and share tips if you have something to add to the conversation. Okay, and now let's go to the legal page. There's a workshop today. Legal Aid NC, they have Legal Aid of North Carolina. They have these wonderful webinars, totally free of charge, online, chock full of information. So today there's going to be a free webinar from 2:30 until 4-ish. And which one is it? It is the Employee Rights Webinar. Again, this afternoon, 2:30 to 4. You can watch from Facebook or you can watch from Zoom. If you watch from Zoom, you can actually ask questions because this is totally live. So again, from 2:30 until 4, you can learn about the employment at will, which is what North Carolina is. Also, the right to work, discrimination, retaliation in the workplace, and also eligibility for unemployment benefits. So again, this is a really informative webinar from 2:30 until 4. Okay, the last page that we will be visiting is the Let's Go page. And Let's Go is the calendar of events page. So let's see what's happening in the Bull City. Let me scroll down to 14. Let's see, give me a second. There's lots on this page. Oh, I went past it. Wait, just a second. Just a second. There it is. So happening right now is a free concert at Boxyard RTP. The hip hop R&B group, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Jandr. If somebody knows, let me know. Lowercase j, capital ANDR. I mean, it looks like Jandr to me. In any case, it's a free concert. It's at Boxyard RTP until 2. If you happen to be in the area, just go over there, have a nice lunch or breakfast, late breakfast or whatever. So it's free of charge, but food and beverages will be on sale on the premises. No pressure. Okay, New Visions of Africa restaurant, as they do every weekday, they will be giving away free meals from 3 until 6. If you are in need, definitely head over there. They're on the route of the Go Durham 5 or 5K bus. Also, they're right next door to W.D. Hill. So if you're driving, just go around and park in the W.D. Hill parking lot. They don't mind at all. Okay, the Pop Folk duo, the Grays. They will be giving a free concert again at Boxyard RTP. They are on fire. So this is going to be from 5:30 until 7:30, like an after work set. Again, free to attend. You can buy food, beverages, if you like. Okay, High Wire Brewing Durham. They're having their mini pop-up as they do every Thursday, where a local arts and crafts vendor can set up shop and sell their items. And it's just a nice way to just get out, meet other vendors, and just have a good time, basically. So this is going to be this Thursday, which is today. They do this every Thursday from 6 until 8. If you'd like to be considered to be featured, I do have a link for you if you're a local arts and crafts vendor. Okay, the district, did I tell you the time? I hope I did. From 6 until 8. Okay. High Wire Brew. Oh, I just read that one. District 5 PAC, that's Partners Against Crime. Their meeting is tonight, starting at 6 online. District 5 is downtown. So downtown, we're getting a lot of new neighbors down there. So you might want to know about the PAC. So PAC is Partners Against Crime. This is where you learn what's happening in your community. You can also find out about different city and county programs and services. Also, this is a great way to meet your neighbors. Okay, Bahama Baptist Church, they have the women's exercise class. Let's get moving. They are in Bahama, Willardville Station Road from 7 until 8. It's free. Do not forget your towel or your yoga mat. You don't want to lie directly on the ground. Okay, the Monty Story Slam is tonight at 7:30, this time at Motor Co. This is where it's like an open storytelling event. If you want to tell a story, they choose, I think, 8 names out of the hat, and then you have to be ready with exactly 5 minutes to tell your story based on a certain theme. The theme tonight, I don't know why they use profanity with this title. It doesn't help with the marketing, but let's just say profane word, marry, kill. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to the Durham Skywriter. I do not allow profanity in the Skywriter, so you'll see a bunch of asterisks. Use your imagination. But anyway, tickets are $12. I don't want to disparage Monty Story Slam. It is a really cool event. It's just frustrating to me when profanity is used because I can't pass it on. So there you go. The Salvation Army, I didn't tell you the time because I was rushing. It starts at 7:30 at Motorco. Okay. The Salvation Army of Durham, they have Free Food Friday tomorrow. If you are in need, definitely stop by. They will be giving away food from 10 until noon. Sometimes they have hygiene items, sometimes even pet food. So if you can volunteer and can get there around 8-ish, they would love that as well. I do have a phone number for you to call if you'd like to volunteer. All righty, let's go with the weather. Let's see what's happening outside. It is humid. I can feel it. It is 81. It's cloudy. It's going up to 91 today. The sun's going to poke in and out of the clouds all afternoon. It'll be pretty much cloudy mid-afternoon. And then tomorrow it's going to be 88 degrees and pretty much cloudy all day. Let me see what it's going to be this weekend real quick. So Saturday, 87, partly sunny. Sunday, 90, 30% chance of thunderstorms. Okay. Now we have a special guest today. Her name is Rose Scoggins. She is the editor of the Elberton Star. If you're wondering what Elberton is, that is a city or town. We'll find out. I'll have to ask Ms. Scoggins. But let me show you my little souvenir. If you have a granite counter in your kitchen, for the most part, the granite might be from Elberton. Elbert County is the granite capital of the entire world. Elberton Star is a wonderful newspaper that's been in print since like the 1870s. So we're going to talk about something that happened earlier this week. Let's bring on Miss Rose Scoggins. Miss Scoggins, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. So you are the editor of the Elberton Star. Tell us a little bit about the Star.
So yeah, the Star has been around, like you said, since 1887. So we're the only newspaper in Elbert County. So we cover all of the county happenings, and then the city of Elberton. We're located here in Elberton. So we cover Elberton, and then Elbert County also has a city named Bowman. So we cover them as well. So we're a weekly community newspaper. We come out every Wednesday, and we love covering everything happening here.
Wonderful. Now, is Elberton a city or a town? The population's like what, 5,000?
Yes, yeah, something around there. We're a city.
Okay. Now, I got to visit Elberton with my sister, and I cannot believe your court building. It's enormous. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. It's very gorgeous. We're very proud of it. So it's a beautiful building.
Nice. So something happened earlier this week. I guess we could describe it as your main tourist attraction. It's called the Georgia Guidestones. A lot of people are hearing about it for the first time. A lot of people already know about it. It's also called America's Stonehenge. And unfortunately, it was destroyed. I'm saying unfortunately, some people are happy about it, but let me ask you how you feel about it. I was a little distraught because I know that's your major tourist attraction.
Right. Yeah, I wrote a column in this week's paper talking about just how we as Elbert County citizens, I mean, we should feel some sense of loss and anger about what happened just because of how it happened as well. You know, someone came in early in the morning last Wednesday on July 6th and left a bomb, explosive device there at the Guidestones, and it went off and took down one of the four pillars of the monument, left it in a pile of rubble. And then, unfortunately, due to the damage that the rest of the monument received, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation asked county officials, which owned the property, asked them to finish taking down the rest of the monument. And so, it's going to be very interesting just to see what that impact on tourism is here in Elbert County, because I mean, people from all over have
the world
come to visit. So it'll be very interesting, and the county, I think, will definitely have a big impact on that.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even describe what it is. So basically, it's like several humongous. Now, again, Elbert County is the granite. Is it still the granite capital of the world?
We are. We're the granite capital of the world.
That's amazing. So a lot of our, I'm looking at my kitchen counter. It is not, my dream is to one day replace my cheap kitchen counter with granite from Elbert County. One day.
Yes.
But these Georgia Guidestones were enormous slabs of granite, and there's some mystery around it. They don't know who had these gigantic slabs erected in a field right outside Elberton. And basically there's seven languages, like cryptic messages to live with nature and to have like judicious living and, you know, positive things. I think what set a lot of people off is the statement that mankind should not exceed more than what, 500
million.
500 million in population. And so that has made some people who have a creative way of looking at life, let's put it that way. I'm not going to disparage any particular group, but someone got in their mind that means that they're coming after us and that they want to reduce mankind to 500 million. So, which is preposterous, of course. But some people just get these things in their head. So that's probably one reason why it was destroyed. This particular people with certain mindset. Now, these are people that are probably in your area. I know you don't want to necessarily disparage them. I can, because I'm safely in North Carolina. But I will say that people got an idea in their mind, couldn't let it go. Someone running for office said that one main thing that she wanted to address was having this monument taken down. So now the person who ordered the Georgia Guidestones, I understand he's probably deceased by now, but
I think so, based on how people have said how old he was back in the 80s. I would imagine he
yeah,
is.
because I think it was put up in I think it was built in like 1970s and was finished in 1980.
Yes, yeah, they came in, and the man came, R.C. Christian, as he went by. He came to Elberton in 1979, and they were up in March of 1980.
I wonder why he chose Elbert County. Do you happen to know?
They talked about the availability of granite, and so that was a big factor. And then he actually, I think he originally came here for the granite, and then I think he wanted to, from the accounts I've read, wanted to locate it closer to Augusta, and there were a couple of other places he had originally thought of. But due to the cost of having to move all of that to a different location, they eventually, and some other things, they eventually decided on putting it in Elberton. So,
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I don't want to beleaguer this fact. It's just in my opinion, it's too bad, because when my sister and I visited, it seemed that was like the main. Actually, wait a minute. I'm not living in Elbert County. Let me ask a correction from you if necessary. My sister and I, when we were going around, we actually discovered a cousin in Elberton. And so she took us around, and we couldn't get in because there was no game that day. But boy, your county stadium is incredible. I was told that the games, that when we hear about the small town Friday night games, apparently that's a big deal in Elbert County as well, right?
Yes, yeah, football is king, and the Granite Bowl is the best high school sports stadium in the state, if not the country. So we really love it.
It looks like a major league stadium for real. And I was telling folks, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I said they're so rich in Elberton that the seats are made, because it looked like the seats were granite, right?
They are.
I mean, ours are plastic.
Right.
And we have some wooden seats too, depending on what stadium you're visiting, because we actually have two baseball stadiums, one super old and one that's relatively new. But boy, granite is probably a little hard on the bottom after a couple of hours.
Yes.
But still, granite, that's another thing that really struck me, because granite capital of the world. When you're in other towns and you're driving through, or cities, you see the signs made out of the different materials, the concrete signs, the wooden signs. And I was like, look at this daycare center. Their sign is in granite. And people in Elberton probably just, it's not a big deal. But when you're not from the area, you notice. You're like, there's granite everywhere. I mean, oh my God. That's really something to be proud of.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I had never really thought about it like that until you mentioned that. But yeah, I think
it's remarkable. I'm like, this is a daycare center. How can they afford that? But granted, just like I was told, a friend of mine visited, I can't remember which country, but it was in the Middle East, desert area. And if you have wood, like wooden shelves or whatever, ooh, that's like a big deal, because they don't have trees in the desert. I never really thought of that. So if someone has like wood in their home, they're like, ooh, you're really showing off here.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
So I'm curious about the Elberton Star. How big is your staff?
We have 4 full-time staff members. So it's myself, a reporter, an office manager / composition, and then our advertising manager. So we're pretty small.
So do you have meetings and you assign the stories, or do they find the stories on their own because they live right in the city?
We do a little bit of both. So of course we have things that we cover every month on a regular basis, such as meetings, different events that take place throughout the year. But then there's always stories, that we come up with and pitch and go out and do those as well.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, speaking of which, Well, today's Thursday, but yesterday, didn't you put out a special edition, um, like commemorating the Georgia Guidestones, right?
Yes. So we actually, I have it right here. So we
Wow.
actually put this out on Friday, July 8th.
Okay.
It was also inserted into yesterday's regular edition, but this came out
Mhm.
on Friday, 2 days after the Guidestones were attacked and then demolished. And so, yeah, it includes history, includes different pictures that people submitted, pictures that we've had from the paper over the years.
Mhm.
We talked about, the attack and the different controversial things that have been happening with the Guidestones in the recent months, but also over the last few
Mhm.
years. I mean, ever since they put up the Guidestones were a target of vandalism, and so we have some pictures that
Yeah.
ran in the paper. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's 8 pages, and we had some community support to help put it out, and so
Mhm.
it was great. We stayed up all night Thursday and Friday morning working on
Ooh,
it.
I bet.
Sent it to press Friday morning, and then had it delivered here, and have been uh, putting it out, and people can come pick it up for free that live
Mhm.
here in the county. And then we also offer to mail it out of the county for
Mhm.
$5 for shipping. So, but yeah, we're
Nice.
very proud of it and are glad
Well,
that we
congratulations. It's a nice. I saw it online as well,
right.
before I
Oh yes,
ordered it.
it is on our website.
Yeah, and what is it? Elberton.com.
.com.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. How did you get that? Because I would think that Elberton.com would go to the city of Elberton, but it goes to the Elberton Star. Whoever thought of that was brilliant.
Right. The city's Overton Net, so that's how we got the com. But yes,
Oh,
yes.
smart. Okay. Well, I did see it online and it is beautiful. It's a nice commemorative issue. And I did send for mine and I did send for one to be sent to my sister in Chicago. And I'm wondering if, because it was your major tourist attraction, are you getting orders from around the world?
We are. I had a guy yesterday call from New York to order one. We've had a guy
Mhm.
comment on our Facebook page asking if we could send them to Canada. We send
Mm.
them, all up and down the East Coast and
Mhm.
Indiana, Illinois. It's getting a lot of traction that I never expected it to get.
Yeah.
But I think it just shows and is a testament to the impact that the Guidestones did have, just because of the mystery and
Yeah.
conspiracies and documentaries that it's been a part of.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I think the History Channel, they did a nice documentary on the
Yes.
Georgia. And I got a phone call from them.
Really?
They called me because I took several pictures when my sister and I were visiting a few years ago. I took some pictures. It just so happened that someone had vandalized, I forget which language, because I think the languages were English, Spanish, Hebrew, Arabic, Mandarin. I forget the other. I know there's some Sanskrit up there on top. Um, oh,
There
Hindu
were,
probably. Hindu.
yeah. So there were four on the little capstone on the top. They were
Mm,
Babylonian, cuneiform, classical Greek, and Egyptian hieroglyphics. And then on the
wow.
pillars itself, it was Russian, Mandarin, Chinese, Arabic, classical Hebrew, Swahili, Hindi, and Spanish. And then of course the English.
Wow. Amazing. So the reason why the History Channel called me was because they saw my pictures on Flickr.
Okay.
And it just so happened, I guess in Elberton, when the word gets out that it's been vandalized, I guess they jump on it right
Right.
away. And the History Channel said that they had trouble finding pictures. They wanted to add that, that controversy of people attacking the Guidestones to the documentary. And
Mm.
because it just so happened that I took the picture, I guess right after it happened and before staff had run over to fix it, they wanted to use my picture in the documentary. I think they took that aspect out of I think when you put together a documentary, you gather as much information as you can, and you whittle it down,
Right.
to the hour that you have allotted. So my picture wasn't used, but still, it was interesting for me to find out that it was well cared for. That whenever
Right.
something happened, they would leap on it right away and take the paint off or whatever. So, and here's what I wanted to show you. So I assume you have a lot of people living in Elberton that's been there for years.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom was born here in Durham. That's why I live here now. I moved here from Chicago to take care of my aunt. She had Alzheimer's. So their mom, my grandmother, was born in Elberton, and her mom and her. So anyway, this is my great grandmother. This is my grandmother's grandmother.
Wow. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Her name was Mary Christian, and she died in 1896, and she's holding, I guess, one of her little bosses.
Oh.
Even though this is post-slavery, I think what often happened was that if you were old, when the slaves were freed, it's like, well, you go off and, go to college and do what you want, But if you're already old, I heard that a lot of enslaved people stayed put because you can start life again, as an old person. So I think she stayed with the family and took care of. Now, there is probably a white family somewhere in Elberton with the same picture.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, because I'm sure the picture isn't really of her, so to speak.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm curious as to, yeah. So I'm going to call you one day, and I'm going to tell you the family. I don't want to mention the family because they're still in Elberton, and I don't want people to think, oh, they're slave owners. Yeah, I don't want to go through all that. But yeah, so she was a founder of St. Mary's CME Church in Elberton.
Okay, awesome.
Which still exists. Not the original church, but the original church was probably made of wood or something. Mm-hmm. So St. Mary's, we got to see it. It wasn't open, but we got to see it, and we were just thrilled.
Wow.
Thrilled to death. Yeah. Now, here's another bit of history. So, like I said, my mom's grandmother was from Elberton, and that is her, the young lady right there.
Oh, wow.
Is her.
That's awesome. You have those. Those are so cool.
Yeah. So her name was Mamie Harper Atwater.
Mm-hmm.
And then Harper is the Elberton name. That's not necessarily the family I was mentioning, but I'm just, but that was her maiden name. The family that anyway. So she was born 1874, died 1946. So my mom did get to know her. Mm-hmm. And then her mom, Georgia Christian Harper, is the older lady right here. That's her mom. So that's my mom's great grandmother. So 1857 to 1922. Wow. And then the younger lady on top is her sister.
Okay.
Wow. And her name was 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟.
Oh.
𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. So
wow.
So yeah. So they didn't have. I guess they didn't have a camera. Mm-hmm. But they had great artists, and so they were able to draw them. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that because this picture is from, well, let's see. So Banny, they called her Banny. So if Banny was born 1874, so she's a teenager. So this is probably like 1890.
Wow.
Or 90. Like 4 or something like that. So yeah, so I just wanted to show you this because this is Elberton history.
Yes, I'm so glad you did. And they're actually in talks. The Elbert County Historical Society, I think, is planning on revising Elbert County history. We had a book that I think was commissioned back in the 30s, but they're revising it and updating it. And so they would love to have something like that in that, I know. So yeah, anything you have, I'd be happy to get you in touch with the right people. So
I would be thrilled to, because I have this in a cheap frame. It's really embarrassing to see this in such a horrible frame, but through this lens is one of my advertisers, and they do framing. So he already knows I'm going to have a better frame put on eventually. Yeah. But I would love to take this out of the frame and take a nice digital photo of it and send it to the Historical Society, because there's probably a lot of stories that aren't being told, because people haven't been asked for a while to tell their stories.
Right. And that's exactly what they're trying to combat and make sure that we have a complete history.
Mhm.
And so they're looking for participation. And so that I think they would love that.
Oh, let me tell you what the Durham County Library did one year. Lynn Richardson, she used to run the North Carolina room, which is like the historical room of the library. They actually went to one of our local libraries and told everyone, bring your family pictures, your family documents. And what they did, they had like a high, what do you call it? A high resolution printer, copier. And so what they did, they didn't want to take anyone's information, documents and pictures unless they wanted to donate them. And in fact, I did donate our whole collection to the library because it's all climate controlled. And I know once I die, everything will be safe. So what they did, they took this super duper copier to the library. So they would copy the pictures and the documents, high resolution, so they could add them to the collection. And then they would return the documents to the families, to the people who brought them. And also they made copies for the family so the family could share their documents with their loved ones.
Wow.
So that
That's
was a
awesome.
great way for them because, paper is cheap,
Right.
and it's all digitized.
Yeah.
So
That's a
they were
great idea.
scanning in the documents, making digital copies, and like I said, printing out copies so the families could share them of pictures, birth certificates, and those funeral programs have lots of history. Funeral
Right.
programs are like the best,
Yeah.
and even like real estate. Like I found the lease. I think my great grandfather here in Durham donated the land for the church that my family went to here in Durham, and I found the lease, where he handed over the land to the church. So that sort of thing. So maybe the Historical Society in Elbert County can do that as well. That's a
Yeah,
great way to collect information.
it would be. I'll have to pass that along. That's a great idea.
Okay. And again, I'd like to really thank you so much, Ms. Goggins, for coming on the show. If you'd like to shout out your staff and other people in Elberton, I'd love for you to do that if you'd like.
Yeah, we have our reporter, Mark Wells. Barbara Slay is our composition manager and office manager, and Val Evans is our advertising rep. And couldn't do what I do without them. And of course, our parent company, CNI Community Newspapers, couldn't do what I do without them either. So we're very thankful. I'm very thankful to work for the Star in this company, and thank you so much for allowing us to talk to you today. So I appreciate it immensely and I've enjoyed it.
Oh, wonderful. Maybe you can do a show like this.
Yeah, you put the idea in my head, so we might have to start something. So it'd be great.
Yeah, it's a great way to guide people to the paper and also
Right.
to talk with people in town without them having to leave their homes or offices. Because very often I'm talking with people from the different universities that are local, nonprofit people come on to talk about their programs and services. I've had artists to come on the show. And sometimes people come in from out of town just to shoot the breeze and talk about fishing and gardening.
Right.
That's why I call it the Bull City Hangout and not the Bull City official formal interview show. It's a hangout.
Right. Yes.
So I know you need to get back to work. So thank you so much for spending your lunch hour with us here in Durham.
Yes.
And you can feel free to share this on the Elberton Star page. I think your readers would be thrilled to see you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I sure will. So thank you.
Absolutely. Have a great day, Rose. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. That was super awesome. Thanks again. Elberton Star is a wonderful paper. Check it out at elberton.com. Okay, with that is pretty much it. If you could share this out so that more people here in Durham can know what's happening in the Bull City, I would love that. And also just have a beautiful day. It's going to rain. Let's see. When is it going to? I don't think we have rain in the forecast today. Oh, yeah, we don't have rain for a couple of days. I've been saying that because it's been pretty rainy lately. Anyway, enjoy the day. It's humid. Another thing I want to remind you is that tomorrow is Third Friday. That means I will be at the bus station downtown as DJ 𝗕𝗨𝗟 playing really, really fun music from 3:30 to 6:30. Stop by and say hello. With that, have a beautiful day. Share this out, and I'll see you tomorrow at noon for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now.